Part 3: Ancient Gods, Lost Civilizations, and the Birth of the Myth. Before history was written, before names were carved into stone, before time was counted, there were stories. Stories older than language, older than memory. Stories whispered from generation to generation. Stories about them, the ones who came before, the visitors. Across the ancient world, civilizations that never met spoke of the same beings. Not metaphorically, not symbolically, but physically. The Sumerians called them the Anunnaki, those who came from the heavens. The Egyptians called them Neteru, divine beings who ruled before the pharaohs. In ancient India, they were the Devas. In Mesoamerica, the feathered serpents. Different names, different continents, the same description: tall figures, shining presence, advanced knowledge, a command over humanity, and always a separation between them and us. The bloodline motif. Across these civilizations, one detail repeats with unsettling consistency. The gods did not merely rule, they bred. Kings were said to descend from gods. Pharaohs claimed divine blood. Royal families insisted their lineage was sacred, untouchable. Why? Because blood was believed to carry essence, memory, power, and only certain bloodlines were allowed to rule. Sound familiar? Iswald, the forbidden mixing. Ancient texts speak of rules, boundaries, warnings. In the Book of Enoch, beings descend and mate with human women. The result is described as unnatural, unstable, powerful, and then punishment. Floods, destruction, erasure, not because of evil, but because boundaries were crossed. Iswald, the echo, in our DNA. Now consider this. Modern humans share over 99.9% of DNA. Yet one small difference: the Rh factor behaves unlike any other trait. It causes incompatibility between mother and child. It triggers immune response. It defies evolutionary logic. Why would nature design something that turns a mother's body against her own child? Unless it wasn't originally part of the same system. Iswald, the silence of science. Science does not deny ancient myths. It simply cannot test them. There is no fossil labeled God, no DNA sample from a being described in legend. And so, science stays quiet. But silence does not equal absence. It only means the evidence is incomplete. Iswald, the fear of the question. What truly frightens humanity is not the idea that we are alone. It is the possibility that we are not the beginning. That something came before us and left traces behind, not in monuments, not in texts, but in us. Iswald, the moment of realization. Here is the moment where myth becomes dangerous, not because it is false, but because it is powerful. Belief shapes identity. Identity shapes behavior. And history shows us what happens when people believe their blood makes them chosen. This is where ancient mystery turns into modern danger. And so the truth hides quietly between wonder and warning. Iswald, perhaps the question is not, are we descended from gods? But rather, why do we need to believe we are? And what does that say about us? As a species still searching for its origin?